Okay, so there is something else I want to try, which is triple Animo. So I've switched over to Animo Traveler, and I'm going to include Traveler, Barzan, Lynette, and then Barbara. So yeah, I'll see how this is. Okay, so here's the team. Lynette is level 1. I definitely have to go upgrade her, so let's go and do that. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is give the flute back to Traveler, because Animo Traveler just likes a lot of attack. And then just give Lynette this sacrificial sword, because it's really the only thing I have. And then I also have to give Farazan back her bow that I upgraded for her a little while ago. I'm not really that concerned about the artifacts of the characters right now because I can just put on whatever garbage and then replace it later. So yeah, I'll just put on random artifacts. Okay, so now that I've completely optimized my artifacts, let's go see what this team is like. Before I do that, I have to upgrade Lynette a little bit. Okay, and the game also gave me a little bit of free material, so I don't have to go through the headache to get those materials. Okay, and in order to ascend her, I have to go all the way to this boss, which I haven't unlocked the teleport for yet. So yeah, that's a little unfortunate. Okay, so from ascending Lynette, I also got a free standard fate. Definitely won't be one of these characters, right? It's Thundering Pulse, 3-star version. Okay, so I know I said I wouldn't explore Fontaine yet, but seeing as the game also gave me this teleport waypoint for free as well, I might as well just go unlock some of the statues so I can access some of the materials here, if I'm going to be using Lynette. Okay, so I'm going to head over to this statue of 7 over here in the north, so I can unlock the map a little bit more. I'm still not that familiar with the Fontaine map, so I have to rely on the map to navigate my way around. For the other nations, I know exactly where I am. If you hide the map, I'll still know where everything is, because I used to play Genshin way too much. And I think I still do play Genshin way too much. But recently, I kind of been slacking on Fontaine, so I don't know the map very well. But compared to the other nations, yeah. And then here's a tutorial for the underground map mechanic. Something they definitely should have added during the Sumeru updates. And they didn't until much later, so yeah, that kind of sucks. I don't think this is the correct material, so I'm gonna have to check the other parts of the map. Okay, so Lynette does not use this material, so I'm gonna have to look for the other one. Yeah, so again, I'm kind of unfamiliar with the Fontaine map, so I'm just gonna have to go around until I find it. You could just look up a map online to see where it is, but I'm just gonna figure it out. It surely can't be that hard to find, right? Now you might be thinking, why didn't I take the free ride on the way there? And the simple answer is, I'm way too lazy for that. Okay, but the honest answer is, I don't even think I have access to it because I looked around and I don't even think I was able to. So I just have to walk there. Okay, luckily there's a route to take this way. We can cut in between. And I also am assuming there's definitely a way to turn this electro thing off, but I don't know how. So I'm just gonna have to endure all this pain. Okay, it doesn't have the electro protection. Here's my chance to take it down. I'm just gonna pretend like Lynette did not die during that fight, because that's definitely not what happened. Also, I just noticed the further I head into Fontaine, the bigger the number towards Commodity House is getting. So the more north you go of Fontaine, the more far away you head from Inazuma. Okay, so maybe this statue will tell me if the boss is around here or not. No, okay, never mind. That's the wrong boss. So it definitely has to be one of these waypoints, or this one. Yeah, let's go to the next waypoint, which is this one is gonna be in Fontaine City. So, I think it's faster to go from here. And teleport is currently disabled because I'm talking to the statue. Okay, have you ever seen that before? 11,000 meters away? I'm wondering what this is like if you're all the way in the most north part of Fontaine, and then you have a waypoint in Surumi Island. I think I'm gonna try that out once I get to Surumi Island. I really want to see how far away that is. Okay, before I unlock the Statue 7 in Fontaine City, I'm also going to get this domain. I believe this is the talent book domain in Fontaine. Or the weapon material. I think it's the... Okay, it's the weapon material. I haven't done that much Fontaine exploring on my main account, so... I kind of don't want to spoil it by doing it all here, so I'm just kind of unlocking the map. So I can get a little bit of resources for Fontaine characters, but I'm not going to really explore Fontaine that much on this account until much later. Okay, a teleport waypoint here, and then an elevator up to Fontaine City. Hopefully this elevator doesn't take forever. Okay, the more I look at Court of Fontaine, the more I think, wow, each city is just getting smaller and smaller. Sumeru is definitely still pretty big, but something like Fontaine over here, Fontaine is a lot bigger, and honestly kind of hard to navigate because of its size. This is like waiting for an elevator in real life. Takes forever. Wait. Okay, I just clicked a random button. Okay, it's taking me to the top. Okay, here we go. The Statue of 7, right over here. And there's the guy you talk to get into diving a little bit more. But I'm gonna save that for later. For now, just unlocking the Statue of 7. Alright, so is this the boss? Okay, so this is the boss that Lynette uses. So now I'm gonna travel on foot all the way over here. So let's go. Okay, so you might be wondering why I'm going through all this effort just to upgrade Lynette. And the answer is, I don't know either. And sometimes I'm just way too stubborn to do things in a much simpler way. So I'm just gonna do it in a way where I just make it more difficult for myself. Fontaine definitely looks a lot bigger than the other nations. Certainly a lot better than Mondstadt and Liyue because those two nations were the first two. The game was still pretty new. Inazuma was nothing that special, but definitely still an improvement. And then Sumeru was a very, very big improvement. And then after that, I think they kept up with the quality of exploring and keeping up new places to explore. I think Fontaine is really, really nice, the way it's laid out. Now, a normal person would probably take the transportation for free, because it would definitely get them to other places quicker. But again, I'm just very stubborn, so I'm just gonna stick with walking there. Okay, after definitely not over 5 minutes of walking, I finally am at this area. And so all I have to do is walk to where that big building is, and that's where the boss is. Okay, apparently that bird is stuck on top of this guy's head. Gravier, is that how you say his name? Hello. Will my career end before it could even begin? I mean, yeah, with that attitude. Sorry to bother you. Oh, don't worry, take care. Actually, I feel kind of bad. He's a nice guy. I'm not sure which one's which, but I'm just gonna go with this one. Okay, maybe triple animo is not it. Also, I'm pretty sure I forgot to give my traveler better gear. So, let me see if I could just run away from this fight. Probably, right? Okay, so that was the problem. I forgot to give the traveler back the animo damage. Okay, so I'm gonna use my previous team because it was actually pretty hard to fight that boss with an under-leveled Lynette, so I'm just gonna use Xiangling to speed up the process a little bit. I also actually have no idea if this is going to give me the correct drop, so just gonna have to wait and see. Okay, yeah, with Xiangling, this is definitely a lot easier. There's a classic Animo Traveler ult. Okay, let's see. Is this the correct drop? Okay, it is. I guessed correctly. So with that, now I can ascend Lynette with the boss material, but now I have to get these. So, let's see. North of the Court of Fontaine. Okay, so after looking around a little bit, I found some. This'll do for now. Looks like a pretty decent amount. Okay, now the last thing I need to do is get more of these clockwork pieces. So these gears. Gonna have to go hunt down some of these monsters. Hopefully the drop rate of these are not as bad as handguards from Inazuma or Spectre Husks. Those are even worse. Really hoping it's just decent, at the very least, so I don't have to go hunt down so many of them. Only 1 gear. I mean, to be fair, my world level is not that high. I did lower it, so maybe it's understandable. I'm really just hoping I don't have to take down 5 million of them just to get a few gears. No, I just thought of something. Animal Traveler might be good with Shimenawa because you might as well just never use the Elemental Burst. And so you have more normal, plunging, and charge attack damage. Okay, so from that little skirmish, I wasn't sure how many gears I picked up. Kinda lost track. But hopefully it's close to enough. So it looks like they only drop 1 at a time, but they can also drop the other tiers more commonly. So, I mean, to be honest, it kind of does feel like handguards, but it's also a little bit too small of a sample size to say so for sure. And here's Animal Traveler being a genius once again. Also, a floating chili. Guoba. Very, very silly. Okay, so now I have enough. I just need one of these animal crystals. But before I do that, I'm gonna get this waypoint over here. Because Fontaine is actually pretty big, so if you're close to a waypoint, you might as well just go and get it. Okay, cool. So let's go upgrade Lynette. The crafting bench is over here. Okay, here we go, level 50. I think I'm gonna try to get more material for her, but later. I think level 50 is a good stopping point right now. The game does give you Lynette for free, so you might as well just take advantage of that. Anything that Hoyrus gives you for free definitely is a gift. Also, I don't know if it's just me, but I definitely feel a lot slower without double animal resonance. It's only a 10% difference, but it feels a lot bigger than that to me. But that's probably because I use double animal all the time, so I'm just really used to it. Okay, so I was gonna farm Viridescent, but then I realized that's only good if you're using the animal characters for support, because it swirls the other elements and lowers the resistance of those other elements. It doesn't help with animal damage, so I don't think I'm going to. It does help with Swirl itself, but Swirl doesn't really do that much damage anyway, so I think I'm just gonna save my resin for something else. I'm really looking to farm a lot of Shimenawa, because Shimenawa is just an overall really good set that you can put on anybody. And yeah, probably just use that for the animal characters. Because you normally wouldn't use Animal Traveler's Burst anyway, so you might as well just use Shimenawa. But I think that's gonna be all for this one. In the next one, I'm gonna go on towards the Inazuma story quest, so I can unlock the other islands and get access to all this good stuff in Inazuma. So yeah, I will see you guys later.